Master the power of belief to forge your empire, because when Elon Musk stared down the abyss of failure with SpaceX, his unshakable belief turned a crumbling dream into a rocket that pierced the heavens, proving that what you believe, you become. You're not here to cower in the shadows of doubt. You're here to storm the gates of greatness, to build an empire that echoes through time, to wield belief like a blazing sword that cuts through every obstacle. Belief isn't a whisper, it's a war cry, and it starts now. Belief ignites with mindset, the molten core of every titan. Andrew Carnegie arrived with nothing but a burning mind. He saw steel where others saw slums, forging an empire from grit. Your circumstances don't chain you, your mindset frees you. Crush the excuses, burn the fear. Your mind isn't a prison, it's a forge where limits melt into possibilities. See victory where others see defeat, power where others see despair. Mindset isn't a choice, it's your weapon. Weapons strike with clarity, the piercing light that turns chaos into conquest. Charlie Munger saw fortunes in the fog. His clarity built a legacy with Warren Buffett. You're lost in a haze of indecision. Cut through it. Define your target with a precision that scorches the earth, a goal so vivid it pulses in your veins. Clarity isn't a daydream, it's your map. Maps guide vision, the blazing horizon that builds empires. Ma Yun, known as Jack Ma, was rejected by dozens of jobs. Yet his vision of Alibaba reshaped global commerce. You're wandering blind. Open your eyes. Paint your future with the fire of certainty, every triumph, every tower, as if it's already yours. Vision isn't a fantasy, it's the architect of your rise. Architects build with purpose, the heartbeat that fuels every legend. Abraham Lincoln, battered by loss and war, found purpose in uniting a broken nation. His resolve rewrote history. You're drifting, waiting for meaning to strike. Seize it. What sets your soul ablaze? Unearth it. Live it. Purpose isn't a riddle. It's the inferno that drives your charge. Infernos demand discipline, the iron will that turns sparks into dynasties. J.K. Rowling, broken, wrote through despair. Her discipline birthed Harry Potter, a global phenomenon. Most crumble at the first shadow. You'll rise at dawn, carving your destiny with every relentless hour. Discipline isn't a chain, it's your rebellion against mediocrity. Rebellions ignite with action, the raw force that builds legacies. Henry Ford was mocked for his vision of a car for every man, yet his action forged an industry that changed the world. You're paralyzed by fear, shatter it. Strike with the fury of a tempest, unyielding and unstoppable. Every step carves your path, every blow breaks the chains. Action isn't a plan, it's your thunder. Thunder glows with gratitude, the light that turns scars into strength. Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for decades, thanked his suffering. It forged a leader who freed a nation. You curse your struggles, embrace them. Every wound, every win, every breath, wield it like a warrior's banner. Gratitude isn't weak, it's the flame that fuels your ascent. Flames bend with adaptability, the flow that turns setbacks into strides. Steve Jobs, cast out from Apple, pivoted to Pixar, then returned to redefine technology. Adaptability was his edge. The world will shift beneath you. Move with it. You're not rigid, you're a river, carving through stone with every turn. Adaptability isn't surrender, it's your reinvention. Reinventions thrive on resilience, the shield that turns pain into power. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty's grip, rose through every blow. Her resilience built an empire of influence. Life will strike hard. Failure, betrayal, loss. Will you break? No, you'll stand, forged stronger with every scar, a colossus unbowed. Resilience isn't survival, it's your dominion. Dominions grow with learning, the blade that keeps you sharp. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb. He mastered 10,000 failures, each a lesson in brilliance. You're stagnant, clinging to old ways. Evolve. Hunt knowledge like a predator stalks prey, every insight a weapon, every challenge a forge. Learning isn't passive, it's your evolution. Evolutions pulse with purpose, the core that shatters limits. Frederick Douglass, once silenced by chains, turned his purpose into a voice that broke a nation's bondage. Purpose is your anchor in the storm. Find it, feed it, let it drive you like a juggernaut through the dark. Purpose isn't vague, it's your North Star. Stars forge resilience, the steel that holds through chaos. Dwight Eisenhower, leading through the crucible of World War II, turned pressure into victory. His resilience shaped a new world order. Every blow shapes you. Will you shatter? No. You'll rise, a monument carved by every strike, a titan of strength. Resilience isn't endurance. It's your power. Power grinds with discipline, the will that conquers doubt. Kobe Bryant trained in the shadows while others slept. His discipline forged a legacy of greatness. Inspiration fades, discipline endures. Build it. Let it crown you like a king's scepter. Discipline isn't a chore, it's your throne. Thrones strike with action, the spark that builds fortunes. Jeff Bezos, in a garage with a vision, acted. His move shattered limits, birthing Amazon from nothing. Action isn't waiting for the stars to align. It's charging into the fray, fearless and fierce. Don't beg for permission. Take it. Strike now with the force of a thunderbolt. Action isn't a hope. It's your hammer. Hammers glow with gratitude, the light that heals wounds. Viktor Frankl thanked his Holocaust hell. It revealed a meaning stronger than death. Gratitude turns pain into wisdom. Honor your journey, every scar a medal. Gratitude isn't soft. It's the spark that keeps your fire burning. Sparks bend with adaptability, the edge that turns dreams into reality. Walt Disney, bankrupt and broken, pivoted to a mouse that built magic. Adaptability was his rebirth. Grow. Evolve. Adaptability isn't retreat, it's your mastery. Mastery roars with purpose. The heart that defies silence. Harriet Tubman's mission freed souls. Her purpose lit the way through darkness. Purpose is your fire, find it. Purpose isn't vague, it's your North Star. Stars forge resilience, the steel that conquers odds. Winfrey rose from ashes, her resilience a beacon. Resilience is your flame, rise. Resilience isn't survival, it's triumph. Triumph hones discipline, the edge that carves legends. Bryant's sweat won glory. Discipline was his weapon. Discipline is your strength, build it. Discipline isn't restriction, it's freedom. Freedom charges with action, the spark that builds empires. Carnegie's grit built steel. Action was his legacy. Action is your thrust. Act. Action isn't a hope, it's your reality. Realities glow with gratitude, the light that defies despair. Mandela's grace rebuilt a nation, gratitude was his power. Gratitude is your power, be grateful. Gratitude isn't trite, it's your fuel. Fool shifts with adaptability, the growth that builds joy. Jobs reinvented from exile. Adaptability was his edge. Adaptability is your rise, grow. Adaptability isn't chaos, it's control. Control pulses with purpose, the soul that breaks chains. Douglas's fight sparked justice. Purpose was his flame. Purpose is your flame, find it. Purpose isn't distant, it's your pulse. Pulses forge resilience, the steel that defies pain. Winfrey's scars built power, resilience was her fire. Resilience is your fire, rise. Resilience isn't waiting, it's rising. Rising hones discipline, the will that carves greatness. Rawlings' grit birthed magic, discipline was her edge. Discipline is your edge, build it. Discipline isn't a cage, it's your wings. Wings charge with action, the spark that builds legacies. Bezos's garage ignited change. Action was his thrust. Action is your thrust, act. Action isn't a maybe, it's your now. Now glows with gratitude, the fuel that heals wounds. Frankl's lesson defied death, gratitude was his power. Gratitude is your power, be grateful. Gratitude isn't weak, it's your strength. Strength shifts with adaptability, the growth that builds magic. Disney's dream created wonder. Adaptability was his evolution. Adaptability is your evolution, grow. Adaptability isn't chaos, it's mastery. Mastery roars with purpose, the heart that leads freedom. Tubman's courage broke chains. Purpose was her fire. Purpose is your fire, find it. Purpose isn't a mystery, it's your mission. Missions steal resilience, the shield that holds a nation. Lincoln's will unite it all. Resilience was his steel. Resilience is your steel. Rise. Resilience isn't passive, it's rebellion. Rebellions grind with discipline, the strength that conquers doubt. Bryant's dawn won greatness. Discipline was his power. Discipline is your power. Build it. Discipline isn't a burden, it's your crown. Crowns strike with action, the force that builds empires. Sarah Blakely's vision stitched success. Action was her spark. Action is your spark. Act. Action isn't a wish, it's your command. Commands glow with gratitude, the light that finds meaning. Mandela's forgiveness rebuilt. Gratitude was his strength. Gratitude is your strength. Be grateful. Gratitude isn't fluff, it's your fuel. Fuel shifts with adaptability, the flow that reshapes tech. Jobs' reinvention changed worlds. Adaptability was his rise. Adaptability is your rise. Grow. Adaptability isn't loss, it's gain. Gains pulse with purpose, the soul that sparks justice. Douglas's voice freed minds. Purpose was his flame. Purpose is your flame. Find it. Purpose isn't distant, it's your pulse. Pulses forge resilience, the steel that conquers pain. Winfrey's scars built power. Resilience was her fire. Resilience is your fire. Rise. Resilience isn't waiting, it's rising. Rising hones discipline, the will that carves greatness. Rolling's grit birthed magic. Discipline was her edge. Discipline is your edge, build it. Discipline isn't a cage, it's your wings. Wings charge with action, the spark that forges legacies. Carnegie's grit built power. Action was his thrust. Action is your thrust. Act. Action isn't a maybe, it's your now. Now glows with gratitude, the fuel that heals wounds. Frankel's lesson defied death. Gratitude was his power. Gratitude is your power. Be grateful. Gratitude isn't weak, it's your strength. Strength shifts with adaptability, the growth that builds magic. Disney's dream created wonder. Adaptability was his evolution. Adaptability is your evolution. Grow. Adaptability isn't chaos, it's mastery. Mastery roars with purpose, the heart that leads freedom. Tubman's courage broke chains. Purpose was her fire. Purpose is your fire. Find it. Purpose isn't a mystery, it's your mission. Missions steal resilience, the shield that holds a nation. Eisenhower's will won wars. Resilience was his steel. Resilience is your steel. Rise. Resilience isn't passive, it's rebellion. Rebellions grind with discipline, the strength that conquers doubt. Ma Yin's persistence built Alibaba. Discipline was his power. Discipline is your power. Build it. Discipline isn't a burden, it's your crown. Crowns strike with action, the force that builds an empire. Bezos tore through obstacles with raw action. His spark turned a garage into a global empire. You're not here to dream, you're here to dominate. Act now, with the ferocity of a lion, because every second you waste is a second you'll never reclaim. Action isn't a choice, it's your birthright. Birthrights glow with gratitude, the fuel that transforms pain into purpose. Mandela's forgiveness didn't just heal a man, it rebuilt a nation. Gratitude isn't a soft sentiment, it's the lens that reveals the gold in your struggles. Be grateful for the struggles. They're proof you're still standing. Gratitude isn't an afterthought. It's your power unleashed.